Hello, thank you for joining us today. My name is Ben Wilting, and I'm with the Amarillo Public Library. This is part 5 of our 13-part series designed to help you obtain citizenship in the United States. Today, we will be covering questions 37 through 46 for the Civics portion of your citizenship test. Today, all of our questions have to deal with the Judicial Branch of the U.S. government. Stay tuned. The Judicial Branch is the third and final branch of the U.S. government. Today, we will discuss how it works, as well as some of the differences between the federal and state governments. Okay, in session 5, we're going to be talking more about the United States government. Today, we're going to be addressing the Judicial Branch, as well as some of the United States laws. We're going to go over questions 37 through 46. Again, if you're just joining us, you can find that list of questions below in the description on our Amarillo Public Library website. It's the same questions that you can get from USCIS. They're just in a little bit different order, an order that's easier for us to teach. So let's jump right in. Number 37. What does the Judicial Branch do? The Judicial Branch reviews the laws, explains the laws, resolves disputes, and declares if the law goes against the Constitution. So previously we talked about the legislative branch, the Congress, which is made up of the senators and the House of Representatives. Together they write the bills, propose the laws, and then the executive branch, the president, signs those laws and makes them official. The judicial branch gets to look at the laws that the legislative and the executive branch have made and determine exactly how they're going to work in society. They get to set the limits of that law. They get to explain what that law means. They also get to decide if a law is unconstitutional. If the law goes against the Constitution, the judicial branch can throw that law out, declare it unconstitutional. So, again, we're seeing this checks and balances between the three branches of government. Number 38. What is the highest court in the United States? That is the Supreme Court. It's the highest court. If you go to pay a traffic ticket, you're probably going to a local court. There's courts for the states, there's federal courts, but the highest court in the United States is the Supreme Court. Number 39. How many justices are on the Supreme Court? The answer, 9. There are 9 justices on the Supreme Court. They chose an odd number so that you're less likely to get ties when they have a case or a law that they have to review. They have to vote on that particular law with 9. Usually you can get a majority on whatever the case is. Question number 40. Who is the Chief Justice of the United States currently? That is John Roberts. John Roberts. Also, John G. Roberts Jr. is his full name. But John Roberts. Supreme Court justices are they're appointed for life. Oftentimes they'll resign. Sometimes they'll serve until they pass away or become unable to serve anymore. Because of this, John Roberts probably will remain Chief Justice for the foreseeable future. However, like the other politician questions, it is a good idea before you go to your interview to just double check to see who the current Chief Justice is. Make sure it's still John Roberts, or if it has changed, that you're prepared to answer that when you go to your interview. Number 41. What is the rule of law? The rule of law, what that means is everyone must follow the law. Even leaders must obey the law. The government must obey the law. No one is above the law. That is what rule of law means. Earlier, we talked about Richard Nixon and Spiro Agnew, how they broke the law. And in some places, you might think that because they are the president and the vice president, they'd just be able to write someone a check, or declare that they weren't doing anything illegal. They might just be able to use their power to clear their name. However, in the United States, because we have rule of law, that can't happen, or that shouldn't happen. Nobody is above the law. Not even the President of the United States is above the law. So, when you get question number 41, just know that the answer is everyone must obey the law. Everyone must follow the law. Okay. Number 42. What is the economic system in the United States? Our economic system is a capitalist economy, or a market economy. One of the major things to know about a capitalist economy, if you're not an economist or you don't know what that means, the main thing to know about a capitalist economy is that there's private ownership. Citizens are allowed to own things. They're allowed to have private property. They can make business deals amongst themselves in which the government doesn't interfere. So that's one thing that's associated with a capitalist or market economy. Number 43. Under our Constitution, some powers belong to the federal government. What is one of the powers of the federal government? There's several answers here. The first one is to print money. Print money. Second is to declare war, to create an army, and to make treaties. So let's talk about these. We'll talk about the first one, to print money. This is the one I would suggest that you remember, that you study. It's the easiest one to remember. If you look at a dollar bill, or any denomination of bill, on that bill you'll see Federal Reserve somewhere on the bill. Federal means government, the United States government, right? You're not going to have a dollar bill that says Texas State Dollar Bill, or if you're in a specific, if you bank with a specific bank, you're not going to have the Amarillo National Bank dollar bill. All the money is printed and issued from the United States government, the federal government. So, just take a look at a dollar bill sometime, and this one becomes easy to remember. Declaring war. The The United States government is the only state governments are not allowed to declare war on other countries. Declaring war on another country could lead to problems for the rest of the United States. Therefore, only the United States government can declare war. To create an army, again, if there was a state that was accumulating soldiers and had their own private army, there might be a imbalance in power. The United States government doesn't want that to happen. So the United States government is the only organization, government power that's allowed to have a standing army, create an army. And to make treaties. Treaties are like deals with other countries. So if you write a treaty, you might promise that you'll sell them X amount of apples a year, or you won't buy apples from another country because the first country grows a lot of apples. Treaties are just deals or arrangements with other countries. Individual states can't make those deals because those deals might hold the entire country accountable. So only the United States government has the authority to make those types of deals, write those treaties with other countries. Number 44. Under our Constitution, some powers belong to the states. What is one power of the state? So let's go through these. Provide schooling and education. Provide protection. So the states are responsible for the police departments. Provide safety. So the fire departments are run by the states. Give a driver's license. Approve of zoning and land use. So, again, if any of these stick out to you, study that particular one. Know that particular one. If these are all the same, I would suggest your driver's license. Most people have a driver's license or an ID card. On that card, depending on what state you live in, your driver's license somewhere will say that state. So here in Texas, you can see on the image on the slide that it says Texas right up in the top left corner there. It's not a United States issued driver's license, it's a Texas state issued driver's license. And all the states have driver's license similar to what you see here, with their name somewhere on the card. Okay, number 45. Who is the governor of your state now? Currently, the governor of Texas is Greg Abbott. Greg Abbott. So, again, we have an election coming up. So, when you fill out your form and send it in, the governor may be Greg Abbott, but in 9 months, it might be someone else. So, this is one of the questions where you're going to want to check and make sure that the politician is still Greg Abbott. The governor is still Greg Abbott. Again, if you live in another state, you're going to have a different governor. So just make sure you're on top of that. Number 46. What is the capital of your state? The capital of Texas is Austin. Austin. You live in another state, you're going to have another capital. So just make sure you know that. Thank you for joining us for Part 5. Join us next time for Part 6, where we cover questions 47 to 54. See you next time.